Okay, so I think I'm back. Let's see if I can make sure that this is live now. Hmm, is it going live? There we go. All right, just trying to get live in all of the places. For whatever reason, I missed going live on my Facebook group and on YouTube, which is where I usually go live. Okay, looks like I'm live in all three places. Uh, there's been internet problems today, so in the midst of it all, I got an error and had to retry. It's been one of those days. If you've been trying to get an order placed during free shipping. I know it's been a bit frustrating, but the good news is Stampin' Up, because of these worldwide internet issues, has extended free shipping for one more day through the end of July 24th, which is tomorrow, 11:59 Mountain Time. So if you had a frustrating day trying to get an order in and take advantage of free shipping, you have tomorrow to get that order in. All right, so tonight is my sketch challenge, and I love doing sketch challenges every Tuesday night. So I missed you all last week when I was away. So I have another sketch for you today, and hopefully you'll enjoy this one. A little bit different. It's a very bright card. Hey, Karen, welcome. It's very bright colors for me. I don't typically use Melon Mambo, but because of this really pretty paper in the Full of Life designer series paper that is really bright and cheery, Melon Mambo has been coming out onto my desktop more often. So that's what I'm using tonight. So I'm going to switch over and we'll get started. All right, so here's the sketch. I'll go over it, and of course it will go live in on my YouTube, or not YouTube, sorry, Instagram and Facebook in about half an hour's time if you miss any of the measurements or you want it. Oh no, Karen, I'm sorry you're sick with COVID. It's still around. Yeah, oh my gosh, hopefully you're getting better soon. Okay, so this is the sketch. So the card base is either 5.5 by 8.5 or 4.25 by 11. The layer number 1, which is this yellow layer, is 2.25 by 4.25. And layer 2 is this green layer, 1/2 inch by 4.25. And then I said any shape about 3 inches by 3 inches. And so whatever you want, I'm using the Friends for Life bundle. And so mine isn't a circle. It's a leaf and some other things going on with it. So lots of things you can do with a sketch. So you could use all designer series paper, you could use all cardstock, or a bit of both like I'm using. Hey, Holly, welcome. Welcome. Hey, Connie. Glad you could join me. Oh, I'm sorry, Karen. Gosh. Yeah, it's never nice to when you're sick with anything, especially COVID. All right, so let's bring this in. This is the Friends for Life bundle. And I will be the first to admit that when I saw this, I thought that it didn't need to come and find a home in my craft room, but it has. I love the fact that you can do this mixing and matching of sentiments with this. And so there's not a lot of others. There's a couple of images. There are 3 images, I guess you can stamp. The rest are sentiments. But then the dies are, I love these dies. So I've got some here that I'm using. So besides, so you can stamp this leaf and then cut it out with the die. You can cut out some hearts, and you can cut out what looks like a paintbrush streak. So you could do a whole bunch of colors. Then there is this leaf that you can cut out, which I've already gone ahead and cut out. This is Granny Apple Green. It's really pretty. This is looking awfully dark over here. Let's see if I can get some more light. I'm not sure what's going on. So that's Granny Apple Green. And then you've got these 2 dies that cut out this heart shape. So this has got, if you were really careful, you could punch out all of these bits and save them and make a heart that has those bits in it. I'm not going to do that. So I've cut that out, but I've also cut out, there is a second image or second die that will cut out this. And so you can take your paper snips and just snip this to create this fun heart like that. So that's going to be kind of my, oops, hard to see, kind of my focal image. There's this a little better. So I got a whole bunch of shapes going on. And then one of my favorite, and I'm not going to take these off right away, is there are 2 dies in addition to the stamp, this friend stamp, there are two dies that you can cut out the word friend. One is bigger than the other, so it's kind of a background, and then this one is narrower, and so you can pop it up. So I've actually put adhesive foam sheet on the back of my Melon Mambo and cut that out so that I'm going to pop it up on this white piece when we get there. Okay, that's my pieces, and I wanted to show you this bundle because it really is fun. And any stamp set where you can mix and match the words, got all sorts of bits, and create your own sentiments is always fun in my mind. Okay, so I have gone ahead and I've cut my piece of Melon Mambo 4 1/4 by 11, and I embossed it using, this is called Cute Crochet embossing folder. And it's just a really subtle, I don't know if you can see that. Gosh, my lighting is not happy tonight. Not sure why. Maybe you can see it better on the, there we go. That's actually better. So that's like, it's called Cute Crochet. Oh, I can't even talk. And it's nice, subtle embossing folder. So I went ahead and embossed this piece of Melon Mambo. So I'm going to take and fold that gently, if I can find my bone folder, and then I'm just going to turn it over and burnish it from the back so I don't squish any of that detail. It just gives a nice, really subtle detail. If you wanted that to pop a little bit, you could actually take a blending brush and use on top of it. Okay, so if those of you that know me know I'm not typically somebody who uses these bright colors, but I love this paper from the Full of Life designer series paper. And my glue is misbehaving. Let's see if I can get it unclogged. Betty always reminds me, Betty often joins, and she always reminds me, there we go, to put my lid on, and I've been trying very diligently to do that, but sometimes I get clogs in my glue even when I put my cap on. So we'll do that right away. So I've cut this. This is 2 1/4 by 4 1/4. And when I cut this, I used a little bit of math so that I got, this is like a starburst. So it's 6 by 6 paper, and it's like a starburst design. And so I tried to carefully figure out where the middle was and then make it so that my starburst was in the center. Okay, so that's my designer series paper. See how bright this is? Oh, not like me at all. And then this is my layer number 2, which is 1/2 inch by 4 1/4. The other thing that's not like me is the fact that I haven't got a layer on top of my card base. Usually I put another layer on, so that like a 4 inches by 5 1/4 inch layer on, but today I'm not doing that. Okay, so we're going to take these, at least that was my plan, was just kind of layer these, and I'm just going to use a little bit of glue because I'm going to pop up my friend sentiment. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue. Part of this will be free floating, so we'll just kind of put that there. And then we'll put this here. Again, part of this is going to be covered with the sentiment. So I'm just going to try not to get too much glue. Like that. Like that. Come on, hold it down. There's a fine balance between not enough glue and too much glue. Okay, so now we can take this. This is the white. So with this one, you don't have to worry about the dot on the eye. If I can get it out. So the dot on the eye is attached. But this smaller one, this narrower die cut where you're cutting the one to go on top, you do have to watch out where that dot for the eye goes. Oh, come on, come off. Like that. So when you're pulling your pieces off, there is a dot for the eye, and if you're not careful, it will go astray. So if that's the case, use a rhinestone or something for the dot on the eye. You can always kind of make it work. But so I'm pulling this off. If you run this through a couple of times, it comes off really easily. And so when you take it off, I try not to stretch it too much, although it's kind of hard to do because it's sticky on the back. So I'm just kind of gingerly, carefully pulling this off. And then I suggest, if you can get it off your fingers, I suggest you start at one end and just kind of everything's sticking. I got this thing. So kind of just put it on one end and make sure you get all of the bits out of it before you glue it down. There's one in the E as well. Let's get that out. Come on. Oh, stickiness. Okay, so gingerly. So we're just going to carefully align this up. You can kind of stretch it back into place, even though when you pulled it out of the die, it may have kind of gotten out of shape, but it goes back. So just kind of push the letters back so they line up under the whatever color you're using on the. And remember I said don't lose the eye? Well, there it is on the top of my take your pick tool, thankfully. And if I look at it, it is, I mean, there is a way that it was cut out. So I'm just going to take and put that eye. At least I think that's the eye. Nope, it's not. It's actually a piece out of a letter. My eye is still in my paper that I cut from. There it is there. So that will go missing more often than it will be found in my world. And so, like I said, a rhinestone works really well. But if you don't, if you manage to keep track of that eye or the dot for the eye, then you can use that. And I'm going to take Melon Mambo. There it is there. And I'm going to stamp. So I've got some white here. So I am going to say, let's see. I'm going to do this one that says, miss you, friend. So these words can be combined. So you could say, so excited for you, or thank you for being a friend. Those are two separate ones. So lots of ways to combine the words. But I'm just going to use the miss you. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to watch underneath. I've got two screens. Yeah, the middle of the E, I think that's what I had, Karen. It's a little big, which is why I was thinking it wasn't the right letter, and of course it wasn't. But you could, if you have misplaced that little tiny dot, you could use the middle of the E, or like I said, use a rhinestone. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this. You could cut a rectangle before you stamp, but you guys know me by now. I'm hopeless on little pieces like that. So I'm just going to take that. So I'm going to cover up part of that heart and part of the leaf, but that's okay. So I'm going to use mini dimensionals on the back of my friend. So this is going to get kind of double popped up like that. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so let's put that there. And then let's take some of these mini dimensionals and we'll put on the back of my Miss You as well. I'll just put that there. All right. It actually isn't as hard to line it up as you think, because you can, kind of stretch those letters back, even though they look like they've really got out of shape. You can kind of stretch them back. And then I'm going to use, I am in love with these iridescent rhinestone or iridescent faceted gems that are back in stock again. We're out of stock for a bit, and now they're back. But they're just so fun, and they go with so many of our products, and iridescence goes with just about everything. And of course, I realized that in my rush to try and figure something out, I forgot to grab a piece of basic white cardstock for the inside of the card. So I will finish that card, or this card, afterwards with the inside. I'll lose my dies, but there we go. Isn't that fun? How bright and cheery that is. I just love these bright colors, which is really saying something for me. So there's my sketch. Kind of, followed mostly with a shape. Anytime I give you something that says a circle or a shape, remember, in a sketch, you can do whatever you want with that. Thanks, Connie. It's just kind of guideline of how big the shape should be, as well as a sentiment layer. I didn't give you one for the sentiment for this, but if if I do, just figure out what sentiment you're going to use, and just cut your cardstock accordingly. All right, everybody, hope you enjoyed that. Come join me tomorrow. It will be a technique tomorrow, so come join me for that. And if you have any suggestions for techniques that you'd like to see, drop me an email or send me a message or comment. I'm happy to either try and figure out the technique you're asking for, or show you the technique. Maybe I've done it before. Often I've done them before, but some I haven't. In all the years, there are lots of techniques, and so sometimes I haven't, but I'm happy to figure them out. So if you have ideas for techniques, just send them my way, because I'm always looking for ideas for that. So that's Wednesday at 6:30 Pacific. Thursday, I will be live a little early. Normally, I don't jump on Thursdays, but it's the end of the month, and so I'm going to show you, hey, Vicky, I'm going to show you the thank you cards that will be part of the Make and Take kit that you will get if you place an order in August. Can you believe I'm already talking about August? It's hard to believe we're just about at the end of July. So come join me on Thursday at 4 o'clock for the thank you cards for August. And don't forget the free shipping. Oh, things are falling down here. Free shipping has been extended for one more day due to all of the internet issues that have been going on around the world. And so you have one more day to get your order in. On orders of $100 or more, get free shipping on them. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me tonight. Hope you have a great evening. Happy stamping. Bye.